Hello and welcome to yet another episode of The Real Talk on the Youth Platform. We are discussing all things empowering the future education support program case of Lamasat International. If you are just joining us, we are live on the Facebook, X, YouTube, and LinkedIn platforms of the youth platform. So thank you so much for joining us. We hope that we have a lovely conversation here today. Remember that you can also be able to register as a member of the youth platform. All you have to do is go on www.theyouthplatform.org and register for membership. Join the largest youth network regionally now, not just in the country, but in the region. I am your host, Lubume Jeremiah Mlanda, a youth representative from the youth platform, joined by Chancellor Shadrick, who is my sign language interpreter all the way from Kwame Nkrumah University. Thank you so much, Mr. Shadrick, for joining us. Now I'm joined by two guests. I will allow them to introduce themselves, beginning with you, Tonga. So tell us your full names and where you're coming from, and then George as well. Tonga seems to have frozen. George, please go ahead while Tonga tries to figure
Hello, everyone. My name's Taongampa Sodaka. I am based here in Lusaka.
Nice. Thank you so much, Tonga. It's a pleasure to have you. George, please introduce yourself.
My name is George Mukwita. I'm from Zambian Youth Platform Education Support Program Coordinator. Thank you very much, Jeremiah, and good afternoon to you.
Thank you so much. Now, remember, you can send us your questions, your comments, and your contributions in the comment section, and we will be able to read them here. If you have any questions regarding the Empowering the Future Education Support Program, case of Lamasat International, and big shout out to Lamasat International for having made this work possible. We couldn't have done it without you. Now, there's a video that I would like to play to you people, just to give you, some knowledge about this animal, this program, and then after that we'll be able to delve deeper with my two lovely guests. The video, please.
We choose education because the directors came from very humble beginnings, and they've always advocated for education ever since we were children. The number one thing for them was get educated, get educated, get educated. So it's something they're very passionate about. It's something we're very passionate about, and we know how important it is to succeed in life. Education is the key to everything. The employment in Zambia is a big problem right now. And as Mr. Sibo has discussed with me at length, education is one of the most important tools to combat that. So what we're hoping happens is that we can educate as many kids as we can sponsor them in all their needs, and hopefully they can graduate and do wonderful things both in Zambia and outside of Zambia. And also hopefully we can bring them into Lamasat for jobs and for opportunities that to become a success, basically. And education is the first step in all of that.
Beautiful, great stuff. Thank you so much for that video. So I will begin with you, George. Why
Mhm.
empowering the future? Like, why this project now? Why the emphasis on education now? I know that so many organizations are focusing on so many different interventions, but why a particular emphasis on education?
Thank you, Jeremiah. I would like to start by saying that it is the right time for us as the youth platform. We feel we've dealt so much in issues of health, so we thought we sort of try to branch out and bring together health and education. So the timing is perfect for us, and I'll tell you a background story of the things we see in the field and we come across. You'd find teenage pregnancies, you'd find young kids being, defilement cases, and early child marriages. Or in this is what we find in the field, and you'd find that people will stop going to school. The young kids will stop going to school, and of course, they go into early marriages, which may lead to, I would call it, the future is there, but we thought with education we can enhance these people's lives. We can bring back these young girls or young boys that do not have the capacity to be educated or to have education, maybe because they dropped out because of teenage pregnancies or any other cases that could have been the case. So we thought, why not also lend a helping hand to them? And it was the timing. Instead of just offering the health aspect of it, but we thought we'd bring it up together with education.
Beautiful. Now, I'm a firm believer, George, in education being the greatest equalizer. And to that effect, how does the Youth Platform's education support program contribute to empowering the future of education in this country? Bearing in mind that our illiteracy levels are very, very high, especially in rural communities. How does this project aim to ensure that it empowers the future?
So the beauty about this project is a project that do not only take back the the out of school youths back into school, but we also, because we realize sometimes the underprivileged families out there where they are not able to send their child to school. So we are not only empowering the child, we are also empowering that household. So there are different aspects to it that will make it so much that it enriches the whole entire family. So the project is there done like this. We identify a number of people in rural Zambia, and then through, of course, the right channels. We do not do that identification ourselves, but we work with different partners and other stakeholders, including the Ministry of CEO members, community development. So we follow all those laid down channels, and the community members identify the really, really vulnerable families. So we pick so that we somehow give lessons to the households so that they can have a little bit of financial literacy. We try to engage them into small village banking communities, or perhaps small cooperatives that they can sustain themselves. And then now we help the young, either the young girls or the young boys, by putting them back in school. And of course, we understand we are just trying to match the efforts of the government, because we know now there's free education, right? So we're just trying to match the efforts, because as much as there's free education, there's still other supplies that are needed. That's where we come in. For example, free education, but certain boarding schools still have certain fees. So we try to make it easier for household and families, as well as the people that we choose to on this program.
Beautiful. I like that so much, George. And most importantly, all of this work that we do is to ensure that we supplement government effort And I know that colleagues at the youth platform are striving to do that. And the Empowering the Future Education Support Program is just one of those. I would like to come to you, Taonga. Please now tell us a bit about Shasha Network and what Shasha Network is doing in ensuring that they empower the young people as well.
Okay, so Shasha Network's mission is to impart young people throughout Africa and the world essentially with the necessary skills that can help them survive in today's current economic climate and today's work environment. So how we do this is through our Bridge platform. So we have courses designed to help these young people, become a cut against their peers in our society, because we understand that normally in Africans, or rather how we do things here in Africa, is they prioritize first education, get those good grades, and then get our way through about which career is important and how we do this, how was to choose how we're supposed to benefit from that. So therein comes Shasha Bridge. So Shasha Bridge teaches things on courses on career discovery, networking, mentorship, self-leadership, personal branding, even skills on negotiation, persuasion, mediation, delegation, all these skills that school doesn't teach you, but there are skills that you need, especially when you are transitioning from high school to tertiary to the workforce. So we choose these skills because we believe these skills can empower our young, so that when they're going into these job interviews, when they're going to, meet with people that they don't know for the first time, they're confident in who they are and where they've, how far they've come to get there, the work they've put into it. So that's what we are trying to do as an organization.
Beautiful. That was really good, Tonga. Now, something that you have mentioned has caught my attention with regards to internships, with regards to scholarship. These are things that young people are always looking for. So, how does Shasha Network support young people in finding internship and scholarship opportunities?
Okay, so through our network, with all the scholars that are signed up and registered with Shasha Network, we have a weekly newsletter. So it's sent every Friday to all our members. So in these newsletters, we allude to like any scholarship opportunity or any internship opportunity that our partners have. So it's usually included in the letter. So say if there's a specific university abroad that has postings on scholarship opportunities, put that in the letter so that all our scholars can read up and see if they qualify for those specific scholarship opportunities or not. And then the same applies with the internship opportunities as well.
Great stuff. Now, I know that my young people in the comment section are absolutely excited to hear this. Could you perhaps share more information as to how young people can register for that newsletter, so that they can also be able to subscribe and don't miss on such opportunities, because ignorance is no excuse. And I know that there are a lot of young people who are looking forward to getting an internship or scholarship somewhere.
Okay. And that's at www.shashanetwork.com. It will bring you to basically it will introduce you to what we do and all what the Bridge program offers. So it gives you a brief introduction about what we're actually trying to accomplish. And then if you want to sign up to the courses that I alluded to earlier, that's you have to go to www.bridgeshashanetwork.com. So there you just create a very brief profile, your name, email address, that type of thing, and then it's free of charge, and you just create that profile and you start going through those courses at your own leisure. So as I mentioned earlier, every Friday we will be sending newsletters that our young people, our scholars can see and see if they qualify for those opportunities. So all you need is just internet, data, and you can take that next step in developing yourself.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Donga. And if you are just joining us, welcome to the Real Talk. We are discussing Empowering the Future, the Youth Platform's education support program. And please remember to send us your questions, your comments, and your contributions. We will be delighted to hear from you. And also tell us where you are watching us from. I have a couple of comments here. One from Facebook says, "Greetings to you, my lovely people, following from Mamba." Thank you so much. We are happy to hear that Mamba is following us live. Another one says, "This is beautiful. Thank you so much, Annette Zulu, for coming through." Emmanuel also comes through and says, "It sounds good." Thank you so much, Emmanuel. We have a couple of more comments. Chimwemwe also is coming through and saying, "This is a great conversation following from Ndola." Thank you so much, Chimwemwe, and we hope that Ndola is okay. Katumwa Noria comes through and says, "Could you please send the link in the comment section?" So I believe she's talking about the link to the newsletter. Could we please have that link in the comment section so that young people can go ahead and register? Now, I'll come back to you, George. You spoke about the education support program. What are the specific initiatives and resources that the youth platform offer through this program?
So Jeremiah, please come again with that question.
No problem. So I was saying, what are some of the specific initiatives and resources that the youth platform offer through the education support program?
Well, so for the initiatives that are around the education support program is we are trying to target as many youths as we can, of course, with little resources that we have. We are not only getting them back to school, but we're trying to point them to a direction of aspiration as well as mentorship that is part of the program. So, and career guidance. So we have to, because we know it's not enough just to educate the child. We also, there are reasons perhaps why should that child be educated. So you show them, expose them to different career paths and opportunities, show them that the success, as long as you have the education as a basic foundation, success is no limit. And you can find different successes by not only being, for lack of a better example, by not only being a teacher, but there's also other professions that you can look into, because now everything has been improved, so to say, in terms of everything is advanced in terms of career-wise. So we have set programs that look into this, and we have also what we call work and study camps or life skill camps that we carry out, or we plan to carry out during the 2 weeks of the 4 weeks that the kids are enjoying holiday. So they come into the camps, then we bring all these different people from all these different walks of life, our career path, to come and so we have that as an incentive of the whole education support program. So we feel we work with, not only at ZYP or TYP, we work with different partners to ensure that success is achieved either way.
That was actually my next question. I was thinking through how you work with other partners, because education in general is, it's a broad spectrum, it's a broad sector. How are you working with different other stakeholders? I know earlier too you mentioned, the Ministry of Education, but there are so many other partners who are carrying out similar interventions. So how are you working with them?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so thank you so much for that question. So we do not want to take this up as, no, this is our project, this is our baby, nobody should touch this project. But we feel through a teamwork makes the dream work. So we have examples of, and she's here with us, Taonga Shasha Network. We feel, as Zambia's largest youth platform, we have a lot of youth that we interact with that may not have opportunities of scholarships. And with collaborating with people like Shasha Network, of course, we may channel those good grades, ready for the world, type of youths too. We channel them to the right platforms, which is Shasha Network. And we also work with other supporting organizations that include the community Ministry of Education, I mentioned, through the DEBS office, of course. We work with community leaders, community development as well. We work with them to ensure that we follow protocol and that we do not do things on our own or break the rules or anything or injure or anybody in the process. So it's a collaborative effort, and we listen, we learn, we implement. Basically, that's what I can, in simple terms, that's what I can say.
Beautiful. I like that you approach this, with a multi-sectoral kind of approach where you are leaving no one behind. But another question that comes to mind when you hear projects or programs like this is the sustainability aspect. Programs like this always start, but how sustainable is this initiative? Because we want more and more young people in school. We want them to have quality education. We want them to not walk long distances, for example, to school. But how sustainable is this initiative?
I'm sorry, Jeremiah, you have to come again with that question.
Yes, so I was saying it's a very good initiative, it's a very good program, but how sustainable is it on the long term?
Okay, thank you. So the main idea, even on how we play it, we ensure that we initiate the process, or we are the catalyst in the whole process, but everything else is driven by the communities. It's a community-driven project, and so the sustainability aspect of it comes from there, because the community themselves, that whose children we are bringing back to school, we also give them something to do, so that even if we will not be able to come through tomorrow, that's why we have to teach them different skills and involve them in cooperatives so they can sustain themselves. If we're not there tomorrow, the program should proceed. And then we also have partners. It's not really funded it's not a donor funded project. So it's community driven, and we're driving it by ourselves through different partnerships. And we feel that is the best way, because sometimes when a donor gives you money, when they go tomorrow, the program dies, right? So we just believe in making sure the communities that we're working with claim ownership to the program or to the project, and they support us by also us supporting them. We feel that way we have sustainability, and also that the education support program, what we call, we'll start rolling it out, I'm sure, from January going forward, Sponsor a Child campaign, where anybody, anywhere can be able to put in even 5 books that can be taken to somebody. It doesn't have to be big money or big resources. 5 books, an old school bag, all those type of things will go a long way. So we feel it, as a community or as a country, we can come together and make sure that we put in 1 or 2 things. I think that's, in terms of sustainability, that is something that is easy, including you, Jeremiah. You can simply, okay, you know what, let me spend 50 kwasha on a box of pencils and donate to ZYP. Would appreciate that, because we know there's one child out there that doesn't even have a pencil or a ruler or a rubber, so to say. So the sustainability is there, and is through engagements with different stakeholders, I would say.
Beautiful. I like that so much. And I think for me, the biggest take home message from what you're saying is the fact that this is a community-led initiative. This is something for the people, by the people, with the people. And it starts even just with me. I could spare, like a pencil that I have laying around the house and say, you know what, I'm not using this. Let me take this and make it as a donation, and it would go to someone out there. So the core is for every single one of us to give within our means. Remember that there's more happiness in giving than there is in receiving. Now, I want to come back to you, Taonga. I know that confidence is something that is lacking in many young people. So how do you ensure that you build confidence, you build self-confidence when you are speaking to these young people? Are there any specific programs or activities that are dedicated to this aspect?
Okay. At present, usually when I am engaging with these young people, it's very rare that they come to me and tell me, "Oh, confidence is something that I need to work on." So I try to, whenever I'm giving a presentation to young people, I try to tell myself that the tips and tricks that help me give the presentation to the young people, and then tell the young person, like when I'm giving a lot of people and talking and being confident, exuding that, because that's how people listen to you. And sometimes nerves can get the best of you. So I have my own personal tricks, and that's step one, step two, step three, and they help me come. So I take these individual applicants or students to the side, and then if they come to me with that question, I tell them my own tips and tricks. But from the Shasha Network, how we help build confidence is through our modules. As I alluded to earlier, there's a lot of things that school doesn't teach us that you will need, you will need those soft skills when you're going forward in life. So when you know about them, when you know how to build those relationships that will last a lifetime, when you know how to talk to certain in a crowd, when you identify those certain aspects of yourself that you hammer down and you're like, this is me, how do I maximize this potential? So that's how we help them with their confidence. That is self-leadership and personal branding. You have to know confidence. So when I tell them, when I teach them about the modules, and I also tell them some of the tips and tricks that I use personally, they're like, "Oh, madam, thank you so much for telling us this. It's really helpful." And the next time that I feel the need to be doing this or doing this, I'll try to use some of your tips, and I also go through the modules on the Bridge platform. So that's how we help these young people build their confidence.
Beautiful. And if you're just joining us once again, we are discussing Empowering the Future, the youth platforms, the education support program, case of Lamasat International. And you are live on the Real Talk. And thank you so much for joining us. For those that asked for the link earlier to the newsletter, we have shared the link. Please feel free to just go click on the link and be able to subscribe. I have a couple of comments coming through in the chat. I'd like to read some. Kathy Florence comes through and says, following from Choma, interesting topic. Thank you so much for coming through. Rebecca comes through and says, interesting topic here. Thank you so much. We are happy to hear that you are hearing it. Zilindi also comes through and says, George Kuchalo. George, it seems you have fans out there. Thank you so much for coming through. Another one comes through and says, if you can make a platform where adolescents and young people can be visiting so that they can have access to such opportunities, it would be great. Thank you so much for coming through that comment. And we appreciate. Please continue sending your questions, your comments, and your contributions so that we keep interacting and discussing this very, very important topic. Now, I will come to you, Taonga, once again. As we conclude the show, what are the future plans and goals for Shasha Network? Are there any upcoming intervention or expansions that you would like to share with us and our online audience?
Wonderful. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And yes, actually, we are currently in the process of launching a new program called Rise. And this is a program that is primarily targeting young people within the age of 15 to 17, born between 2nd July 2006 to the 1st of July 2009. So what this platform requires from these young people rather is have to have a passion project, something that they love doing, something that they're good at, and something that the world needs. So they submit that onto the Rise program, and recipients of the Rise program get amazing benefits. Like if you're selected to become a Rise winner, Zambia has actually produced 2 already. We're hoping to beef up those. So if you get selected to become a Rise Global winner, you get scholarship opportunities to any university of your choice. You get networking opportunities with other global Rise winners. You get funding for all those projects that you have. It's a lifetime network as well. So you could outgrow technology packages. You get scholarship opportunities. You get to attend the Residential Rise Summit in London for 3 weeks, fully covered, fully paid for. Honestly, I would talk you many. So we're hoping that our partners and the people that we engage with can help find those young people who need an opportunity like this to showcase their talent, to showcase their skills, and submit them to the Rise program. And we can help build our country, and we can help generate future Rise Global winners, because we know Zambia has the potential, and we know that there may be some young people out there who don't have an opportunity or a platform like this to showcase those ideas. So we're coming in with Rise to help give them that opportunity, but we hope you forgive us for that and tell your nieces, your nephews, your neighbors, anyone you know that there's this opportunity. It's time for you to take it.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well said, Taonga. It was a pleasure to have you on the show. And we wish Shasha Network all the best in what they are doing. And we hope that you continue contributing to the betterment of the adolescents and young people. Thank you so much. I will come back to you, George. Looking ahead, what are the youth platform's future plans and goals for their education support program?
Thank you, Jeremiah. So I'll bring you up to speed before we talk about the future, what we're currently doing. We started with Kazungula district. We identified 50, I beg your pardon, we identified 50 young people that we are currently sponsoring under the education support program. These are aged between 6 and 18. So it's 50 of them, equally divided in terms of females and boys and girls. So we are supporting them as well as their households. I would like to say families, but anyway, they are households. So moving forward to 2024, these 50 families do not have to worry about paying school fees, books, and or any of the school supplies, thanks to Lamasat. For ensuring that through them we support these families. So we started with Kazungula, and just last week or the other week we were in Sinazombe district trying to identify the 50 families as well as the 50 boys and girls that we can support. Why 50? Because for now that is the only capacity we can do to ensure that they are well supported. And of course, moving forward, we plan to do this in each and every district, not only Southern Province, possibly around the country. That's the plan. And maybe even increase on numbers or in terms of from 50, maybe 100. But for now, we can only support 50. So the 50, I'm sure before end of the term will be identified, so that come January as well, those from Sinazonga district will also not worry about school supplies, boarding fees, and whatnot. So yeah, moving forward, it's a big picture we're looking at to ensuring that through this support, we are able to make sure somebody from grade 1, maybe up to maybe up to university, are supported through the program. And of course, we're supporting people at different levels. So it's not like maybe we're just supporting grade 1s. No, we'll pick a person at a particular time, age, and grade. Will support them. We can't support everybody, but we are trying our best. So we are looking forward for more partners to come on board. Individuals, politicians, and as well as companies are more than welcome. And also just we'll share very soon on our page on how people can support or get involved with the education support program to ensure that we make it easier for people that would like to donate, maybe would like to be incognito, to do however they do. Because also when we came back from Sinazong, we had a couple of meetings with one or two politicians who said, I would like to sponsor this number of children starting next year. However, let me get back to you and ensure that I might top up on the number, but I would like to be incognito. I would like to support them for 3 years for whatever they need. So to us, it's a plus. I guess the future is bright.
The future is indeed bright with initiatives like this. And remember that our program is dedicated to breaking the cycle of poverty by providing the underprivileged children with the opportunity to receive a quality education. By sponsoring a child, you are not just supporting their education, but also contributing to their benefit and the betterment of the community and the world at large. So thank you so much, George and Teonga, for joining us on today's episode of The Real Talk. But most importantly, thank you so much to every one of the viewers who joined us on our various social media platforms. We were discussing empowering the future, the youth platforms, education support program. Big ups also to Lamasat International for having taken the lead. I think other organizations, private entities, and individuals are out there thinking, I think I should also do this. So thank you so much to Lamasat. Remember that you can also register for membership to the youth platform. Visit our website at www.theyouthplatform.org and also follow our social media platforms for interesting content like this. Thank you so much to my sign language interpreter, Chancellor Shadrick, as well from Kwame Nkrumah University. I have been your host, Lumumbe Jeremiah Mulanda. Until next time, when we have another real topic on The Real Talk, it's bye-bye and God bless.